Spider-Man has faced his share of brutal villains over the decades, but few foes have rattled him quite like the mysterious Hellgate. In Amazing Spider-Man number 8, Peter Parker is locked in one of the most punishing confrontations of his superhero career, a battle where no amount of webs, fists, or wisecracks seem to make a difference. This isn't just about strength, it's about belief, and the terrifying weight of not living up to a myth. Written by Joe Kelly with artwork by John Romita Jr. and Todd Nauck, the issue continues the shocking fight between Spider-Man and Hellgate, a new villain who doesn't just challenge Spidey physically, he's shaken by what Peter represents. Hellgate believes in the legend of Spider-Man, a towering figure of immense power. But the reality doesn't match the myth, and that's part of what makes the battle so emotionally devastating for both combatants. The hero who can't win. The fight picks up where it left off, Spider-Man throwing everything he has at Hellgate. Not just punches, but desperation, fury, and resolve. And yet, it's still not enough. Hellgate takes the hits and laughs. Spider-Man, normally quick with a comeback, finds himself overpowered and terrified, an emotion he rarely lets surface. As the villain lifts him into the sky, Spider-Man begins to feel something deeper than pain or exhaustion: fear. Despite all his years facing supervillains, gods, monsters, and alien symbiotes, Peter realizes he may have finally met an opponent whose expectations and strength outpace his own. A flashback to Uncle Ben's wisdom. Running parallel to the action is a more reflective element, a flashback to Peter's childhood and a poignant memory of Uncle Ben. Joe Kelly cleverly draws from earlier issues, where Peter hallucinated scenes from his past, but now those moments return as genuine flashbacks. One stands out: Uncle Ben advising young Peter that sometimes it's okay to walk away from a fight, but when you have to fight, you give it everything. That philosophy has carried Peter through countless battles, but here, it's tested like never before. What happens when giving your all still isn't enough? The scene evokes Peter's iconic battle with Morlun from J. Michael Straczynski's run, another seemingly unwinnable confrontation that he ultimately escaped through ingenuity. But in this fight, there may be no clever solution, no last-second trick. Just punishment and the hope that somehow he can survive it. Hellgate's strange disappointment. What makes Hellgate such a fascinating antagonist isn't just his strength, but his disappointment. He isn't satisfied by beating Spider-Man, he's upset that Spider-Man isn't better. Hellgate seems to be someone who believed in the legend of the wall-crawler and is stunned to discover that the man behind the mask doesn't measure up. There's almost a sense of betrayal in the way he reacts, as if Peter has let down not just himself, but some larger cosmic expectation. This emotional dynamic adds a psychological layer to the fight. Hellgate isn't just trying to destroy Spider-Man physically, he's trying to shatter his identity. And when Peter tries to talk back with his usual sarcasm, it only enrages Hellgate further, deepening the mystery behind this foe's motivations. A glimpse of the future? Though much of Hellgate's origin remains a mystery, this issue teases a deeper sci-fi angle. A new character enters the story, one who feels very much like a visitor from the future. Their presence hints that Hellgate's knowledge of Spider-Man might not come from first-hand experience, but from legend, or even prophecy. And then there's Mary Jane, now bonded with the Venom symbiote, observing from the sidelines. Her inclusion feels like a signal that this story is only getting started. With her inevitable involvement, the emotional and physical stakes are set to rise even higher. A promising turn in the run. Joe Kelly's writing here balances the visceral thrill of a superpowered slugfest with poignant introspection and character depth. The art team, Romita Jr., Nauck, Scott Hanna, and colorist Marcio Menes, captures both the explosive brutality of the fight and the quiet moments of reflection with equal power. Amazing Spider-Man number 8 doesn't just give readers a high-octane showdown, it explores what happens when a hero's limits are finally reached. It's a powerful meditation on legacy, expectation, and the quiet terror of falling short, even when you give it your all. This chapter cements Joe Kelly's run as one that isn't afraid to test Peter Parker's soul as much as his stamina, and fans are all the better for it.